Welcome to our lecture for Week 2 in Advanced Clothing Construction. This week you will be working out of two textbooks. One, Sewing for the Apparel Industry for your chapter readings, and Pattern Making for Fashion Design in order to make the patterns for your custom design dress project. Let's talk about that. But first, a reminder to get your attendance credit. Please make sure you submit a 150-word summary of this lecture no later than Tuesday night. The link is on My Course Connection. And then please take part in the forum discussion by Friday, no later than Saturday, to post a reply to one of your peers. But I think there's posts in there, so everybody should be able to get this in by Friday. Please remember, Tuesday and Friday. Altogether, this is worth 35 points each week to your attendance grade. Our topics this week. Our main focus will be custom designing a dress, developing the pattern for that, sewing up a muslin of the dress, and fitting it to your dress form to check and make sure you're on the right track before you make it out of the fashion fabric, which will be the focus for Week 3. You will have chapter readings on linings and backings. These may come into use in your dress design, so it's good to learn some more about it. And we'll touch base on pressing some special types of fabrics. Now, due this week, other than your summary for this week, I also have another project part that is due on Tuesday. No, I'm sorry. Let me start back at the top of this list. Your usual lecture summary by Tuesday. Forum discussion by Friday, no later than Saturday. Inspiration book sketches. Please make sure you have those in by Saturday. Your dress design sketch. What is it you want to make your patterns for? I need to see this by Tuesday. You need to have my approval to proceed then with your project. Get this in by Tuesday so you're not delayed in getting going. It's good for me to get an idea of what you're attempting. That way I can help guide you a little bit, give you some feedback, and turn you to the right pages in your book that'll get you going. The dress design line drawing on a design sheet. Your link should be on My Course Connection. After this recording, I'll double check that you have both the PDF and the Word formats. You choose which one works best for you in your setup. And this needs to be in on Thursday. Make your patterns. Pictures of those patterns are due by Saturday. And sew a muslin for a test fit. You do not have to install zippers or buttons, anything at this stage with the muslin. It's really to check the fit of your patterns, make sure you're on the right track. And when you have it pinned to the form, if you need to make corrections, do so in red marker on your muslin fabric so that I can see what you're intending to do. This will be a good idea to know if you're grasping the concept, as well as then I can see what it is you want to do and provide feedback as well. You do have until Sunday to get that part posted up. And your lining and backing chapter questions, please have that read and answered by Saturday. Sooner if you want to get it out of the way this week. All right, supplies you're going to need on hand. Of course, your art supplies for your sketching. Some large paper to make your patterns. Hopefully maybe you've collected at the grocery store some brown paper bags, or you can get craft paper at Sam's, maybe even Michael's or Hobby Lobby. They're not too expensive and they come off a pretty decent sized roll. You will, if you plan to be a fashion designer, you're going to need lots of paper. Some muslin or like fabric for your dress. You only need to create 1/2 if your design is symmetrical. That'll help save on some fabric. Remember, the muslin is the unbleached, plain cotton fabric. You can get that at pretty inexpensive, couple dollars a yard at Joann's or Hancock's. Look at your smartphone apps or iPad. Get the apps. You can get coupons that way. You can go online, print off coupons, and if you've already signed up for their student discount, you should be getting mailers in the mail that also have coupons. So use that as best you can to bring your costs down. And of course, your sewing supplies and notions that came with your sewing kit. All right, if you choose a dress design that happens to not have a waistline seam, you will need to develop what's called a torso foundation or a torso sloper. The steps on how to do this are in Chapter 18, starting on page 384, in your Pattern Making for Fashion Design textbook. What you were provided in your kit was the top bodice, front and back, and the skirt front and back. The torso is a combination of that, meaning it continues the bodice through the waistline down to the hip line. And that's as long as the torso goes. But this way you can develop dress designs that do not have a waistline seam. After you've developed this per the instructions step by step in the book, if you've got poster board handy or can get some, that would really be a good choice for you. That way you always have a torso foundation on hand for the next time you want to design something. Because if you're going to go through the work to make these changes, you might as well get your stencil made for it. If you have questions, I'd be happy to help answer any of those directly. It'll really depend on what I see for your dress design if I will recommend you do this. Okay. Why would you need your instructor approval on your dress design? Well, I would like to be aware of your ideas prior to you getting started so that I'll be prepared to answer your questions. I've got students in about 5 different classes at the moment, so as long as I have some kind of picture reference, it will really help me be able to get back with you with answers much quicker. And it will also help with the pattern development stage. When you create the patterns, I recommend looking through your book if you're looking for ideas to sketch up for your dress. Pick something that's already illustrated in the book on how to do. If not, we'll have to find the closest thing to it and discuss modifications. Also, when you take your pictures, please make sure as you document both your sketch work, pattern work, and things, try to take your pictures directly above the items and get them into the photograph. After you've taken the photograph, if the subject matter seems to be very small in the middle, then crop the unneeded part of the photograph down to just what you need. So the picture on the left, it's very hard to tell exactly what you are intending. The illustration is skewed somewhat, and I can't read the writing very well. But by holding the camera angle directly above the page and snapping the picture, making sure nothing's moving so that I have a crisper picture, I can get a better idea of what it is you're intending to do. It's okay to put some notes, put little arrows, write up something that you want to do in certain areas. It's a really good idea. It's very helpful. And I understand through the process of making your patterns, some things might slightly adjust. So remember, this first part is just a rough sketch. As you get closer or done with the garment in week 3 with your fashion fabric, you will do a more final portfolio ready illustration with color of your garment to include with that. All right, so this overall design project, you get started in week 2 and you'll complete in week 3. Create a Pinterest board for your dress inspiration images. Actually, that was due last Saturday, so hopefully you've got it up. I'll be going online this afternoon or tomorrow morning to start checking assignments. Design your dress, sketch it up. Please submit that by Tuesday. Look through that textbook for ideas and stick close to pattern manipulations that are already shown. Analyze your sketch and plan your pattern development. Make a muslin of your dress design. After you've made that, if you need to make pattern changes, you will need to make the changes. In week 3, you will be actually making the dress from the fashion fabric. Save all your receipts from purchasing your fabric, because you will need to know all of the costs of your materials in Notion so that you can job cost the dress. You will be doing a cost sheet for it. And then a final illustration on your portfolio grade paper. That would be Bristol paper, or if you choose to use the watercolor pencils, use the watercolor paper. But you do need to do the illustration in color of your design. Thank you for listening. If you've got questions, please email me at mwamigo@clarysagecollege.com or ring me up on my cell phone, 918-704-4525, or text. And if we need to, we can FaceTime. If you are local in the Tulsa area and would like some assistance, I should be available each afternoon this week and on Friday. So please call ahead or email ahead so we can set a time. That way I do know to be expecting you. I'd be happy to help you out if you need any help there. So I wish you luck, and I can't wait to see some of these dress designs. You have a good afternoon. Thanks for listening.